I don't cheat because I'm young. I cheat because I'm tired of being polite. It starts on a Tuesday that tastes like old coffee and Costco rotisserie chicken. Mike, my husband, texts, running late. Key under the mat for Tom. Tom is his younger brother, freshly divorced, crashing with us for a month. In our house, everything is temporary now. Plans affection me. Tom is already on our couch in Ballard, barefoot, a mariner's cap pulled low, ESPN murmuring like a secret. He's drinking from Mike's chipped best dad ever mug. We don't have kids. The mug is a joke I once thought was cute. Tonight it's a dare. On my wrist, a thin leather bracelet, the rule I give myself. Touch it when I need to remember I'm in control. Marker 1. Again. Tom nods toward my phone. Again I say, you eat. I reheated chicken. Mostly regret. He smiles in a way that says he knows about regret. He sets his mug down exactly on the ring stain Mike never wipes. I see it, the almost scar of our table. Another marker. I twist the bracelet. I'm the one who moves first. Help me with the trash? I ask. In the garage, the HWA sensor light flicks blue. The smell is lawn clippings and cardboard. Tom's arm brushes mine. Accident, not accident. My heart jumps like a kid stealing lipstick at Target. I don't step back. I also don't step forward. I let the moment choose me. You okay, Nora? He asks. No. What do you need? A different question. He laughs soft, like he's afraid to break the light. My phone pings. Mike's calendar invite moved to tomorrow morning. I hear the ferry horn over Salmon Bay. Things in this city arrive late and leave early. So do men. I say he's been elsewhere. Tom says nothing. He just looks the way people do when they're about to tell the truth and decide against it. I let my shoulder lean against the drywall. I'm angry, I tell Tom, and bored of being good. Be good is overrated, he says. He steps closer and doesn't touch me. The not touch hums. My bracelet bites my skin. I swallow. The HWA light clicks off, then on again like a bad conscience. Tom, I whisper. Nora. This would be a terrible idea. He nods. Best kind. He doesn't kiss me. He sets 2 fingers on my jaw, no pressure, just place. A tiny, deliberate disrespect for the space I keep polished and empty. It's almost nothing. It is almost everything. I let the weight of his hand tell me I'm not invisible. And that's the first choice. When we step back into the kitchen, we've done almost nothing wrong. The almost is the part that keeps echoing. I take out 2 wine glasses, choose the chipped one for myself. Marker 2. 1. I say, so we don't lie to ourselves. To not lying, Tom answers. We drink. My phone lights with Mike's name. I don't pick up. Tom's eyes linger on my wrist. New bracelet. Old rule. What's the rule? When I touch it, I remember I'm the one who decides. He leans on the counter, close enough for heat. Decide then. I decide to send Mike a voice note. I'll be asleep. Don't wake me. My voice is steady in my own ears. That steadiness scares me more than the wine. Tom opens his mouth and closes it again. He's not suave. That saves him. I don't want to be a reason, he says. You're not a reason. I lift my face an inch, a dare. You're a consequence. The doorbell rings. We both freeze. The HOA blue light pulses through the glass like a heartbeat. Tom's eyes ask a question I can't afford to answer. I slide the bracelet higher. Feel the leather bite. My body is a yes. My life is a maybe. I open the door. It's Mike, earlier than the text promised, eyes tired and careful. He steps in, takes in the wine, the glasses, the ring stain, the brother. His gaze lands on my wrist like he's seen the bracelet before, and remembers something I didn't intend to share. He says too lightly, Tom settling in? Tom says, yeah. I say nothing, because anything true will be too loud. Mike smiles without heat. Good. He sets his briefcase next to my feet, so that I have to decide whether to step over it or back away. I step over. The bracelet scrapes. My heel catches the strap. I stumble straight into Tom. Mike watches me find my balance on his brother's chest. Early night, Mike says. He flicks off the kitchen light, leaving only the HOA blue. Let's all get some rest, He turns and walks down the hall. He doesn't look back. Tom's hand is still at my waist. He removes it, slowly, like peeling off a label you plan to reapply later. My breath lands in the quiet. Upstairs, the shower turns on. Water against tile. A metronome for terrible decisions. I set my chipped glass down, mark the ring within the ring. I hear my own voice, steady as a signature. I'm the one who decides. I decide. And I take Tom's hand toward the dim guest room, only to find the door already cracked open, the suit bag inside unzipped, an expensive tie coiled like a question on the bedspread. Who left it that way, and why I can wait? Or maybe it can't. Because in the doorway, someone has been here before us. And the next step will make sure none of us can pretend otherwise. I don't sleep. I just lie there listening to the house breathe like it's lying too. Morning brings the smell of burned coffee and the soundtrack of Mike's team's alerts. Tom leaves early for a gig helping a contractor friend. He squeezes my shoulder on the way out and doesn't say a word. Absence is its own kind of touch. My bracelet sits hot on my skin. The tie in the guest room remains curled like a snake that might be rubber, or not. At noon, Mike texts from the den. Lunch? As if we are a calendar item he can reschedule. I bring 2 turkey sandwiches and the chipped glass filled with water. Hydrate, I tell him. He gives me a look that says he hears the irony and will ignore it if I do. You were close with Tom last night, he says casual. He's family. He takes a bite, chews, swallows. Don't make a mess with family. A threat dressed as advice. I twist the bracelet. Is there a mess already, Mike? He smiles without his eyes. Is there? He leaves for a meeting in Bellevue. I Venmo the HOA for a parking fine I forgot to mention. Money is a language we speak fluently when we won't say the other words. I text Tom. We need rules. He replies instantly. Come to the marina at 5. Wear the bracelet. At 5, the dock smells like diesel and wet rope. Tom is in a gray hoodie and paint-stained jeans, leaning against a post like the post did something wrong. Rule 1. I say, holding up the bracelet like a badge. No lies that require logistics. He nods, reading me. Rule 2. Never in public where someone owes Mike a favor. Rule 3. I add, surprising us both. If I say stop, we stop. If you say stop, we stop. Tom swallows. Rule 4. If this hurts you more than it heals, we end it. I'm not looking to heal. I say, too quick. It hangs there. Another truth I can't take back. We walk. He keeps an inch between our arms like the inch is sacred. Nora, he says finally. I can't be your knife. You won't be. You'll be my mirror. And what if you hate what you see? Then I'll stop looking. He laughs, then cuts it off. There's something else. He glances at the water, at the houses that cost too much to be owned by people without secrets. Mike called me. Before I moved in. He said you were distant. He asked me to keep an eye. It hits like cold rain. Foreshadowing I should have heard in the way Mike didn't flinch. So you're a chaperone. I said no. I told him I'm not his spy. Yet here we are. I say. The dock creaks like a warning. Here we are, he agrees. I touch the bracelet. Decide. Kiss me. I tell him. He obeys. It's not fireworks. It's flame-finding wick. His mouth is careful, the way a man kisses when he's afraid of wanting more than he can afford. My phone buzzes. Mike. Running late. Steak. 7:30. Tom feels the vibration against my wrist. He pulls back. We are not sneaking, he says. We are choosing, I answer, and I hate how noble it sounds. Back home, I start the grill like a ritual. Tom showers, steam ghosting under the guest room door. Mike breezes in at 8 with that particular lawyer charm that makes judges lean forward. He sets down a bottle of Willamette Pinot like an apology purchased at market rate. Tom around. Shower. Good. I want to talk. He uncorks pores. He hands me the chipped glass even though we have clean ones. My hand tightens around the stem. He says, we got an offer from a client in Austin. It's a lot of money. Fast. Moving. My voice stays flat. Maybe. He studies my face, searching for grief or relief. He looks relieved when he finds neither. I need to know if you can do this with me. Be your +1? Be my wife. Tom steps into the kitchen doorway then, hair damp, t-shirt clinging. The air in the room shifts like a front. Mike doesn't turn. He knows Tom is there. I see it in the set of his shoulders. He tops off my glass. Well, I say. The lie is so smooth it scares me. The grill flares. Tom coughs, a small sound, then walks past Mike to the back patio. He picks up the tongs, flips the steaks with a focus that looks like prayer. Mike turns at last, claps him once on the shoulder. You good, brother? Always. Tom says without looking at me. We eat medium rare and tension. Mike does small talk about Seahawks trades and escrow timelines. Tom answers about plywood prices, never once using my name. The bracelet presses a half-moon into my skin. My chipped glass leaves another ring inside the old ring on the table. I can't stop seeing circles. After dinner, Mike stacks plates. Leave it, I say. I've got it. He kisses my temple like someone stamping a document. Back soon, he says, and heads to the den. The team's chime starts again. Business as lullaby. I follow Tom to the garage. The H-way light washes everything in that guilty blue. He sets his hands on either side of my waist without touching. We can't do this, he says. We already are, I whisper and step into him. My bracelet digs like a promise I may not want to keep. He pulls away first. Nora, I won't be your excuse to leave him. If you want me, you leave first. Say what you want, I tell him. He swallows. You. The word lands and keeps landing. Behind us, the door to the kitchen creaks. Footsteps. We spin apart just as Mike steps in with the trash bag. He takes in the distance we've staged, measures it, weighs it, stores it. Then he smiles that practiced lawyer smile. Forgot this, he says. He ties the bag neat. Big day tomorrow. Sleep. He walks back inside. Tom's face is pale. I finally hear the false lead I wanted to believe. That Mike doesn't see. He sees. He's letting it ripen. Tom whispers. He's setting a trap. Maybe. And you're walking into it. Maybe. Then choose, he says, voice raw. Tonight. He steps closer. So close I feel the heat through cotton. You leave with me, he says, or I'm gone by morning. The HOA light flickers twice and dies, like it heard the ultimatum and couldn't bear to watch. I pack in the dark. Not my life, just a life's outline. One dress, one sweater, my passport, that chipped glass wrapped in a dish towel because superstition needs something to hold. The bracelet I keep on. Marker 3, my choice visible. At 6 a.m., Seattle is gray water and wet roofs. Tom texts, Doc 6:30. Mike sleeps face down, steady as a lie that learned to mimic truth. I stand in the doorway and think about the Austin offer, the mortgage, the shared Costco card that feels more intimate than sex. I also think about the guest room tie, coiled like a question. Whose question? Mine. At the marina, Tom is waiting with coffee in a paper cup that says Nora in block letters. He looks like someone praying to a god he doesn't quite believe in. Are you sure, he asks. No. Good, he says. People who are sure scare me. We sit on a bench that smells like gulls and old sunblock. I told Mike, Tom blurts. My spine turns to wire. What? Not about us. About Austin. I said you won't go. You had no right. I had every right, he says, and he's shaking, angry in that quiet way decent men get when they've decided to be indecent for once. Because if he drags you to Texas as a fix, I'll lose you either way. At least this way I force the truth. That wasn't your call, I say. But part of me had already dialed it. My phone rings. Mike. I let it. Then his text. Breakfast? Need to talk before I sign. The word sign twists my stomach. Law makes betrayal feel like paperwork. I want you today, Tom says. Not in theory. Not in punishment. You're asking me to detonate my life on a Wednesday, I say. I'm asking you to stop living in a courtroom where the verdict was written before the trial. I laugh, broken and grateful. The ferry horn moans. A jogger passes, nods. The world insists on being ordinary. It makes the decision feel crueler. Okay, I say. But I don't leave as a rumor. I stand. I tell him. Back home, Mike is at the table with the Willamette bottle, 2 contracts, and a tie, the same one from the guest room, knotted, waiting. He looks up like he's been rehearsing this scene. Probably he has. Sit, he says. I don't. I'm leaving you, I answer. The air doesn't move. He inhales. Exhales. With Tom. He doesn't make it a question. Yes. Good, he says. It's so soft I almost miss it. Because if you'd said alone, I might have fought. There it is. The flip. The trap wasn't to catch me. It was to release me and make it my idea. I feel the floor of my certainty tilt. Did you want this? I wanted an end, he says. You were never going to be the one to call it. I didn't cheat, Nora. But I left. A long time ago. He taps the tie. I slept in the guest room last week. I wanted you to see the bag. To ask. I didn't, I whisper. No, he says. You reached for something that would hurt enough to count as proof. Anger flares. At him for knowing me. At me for being predictable in my rebellion. You could have said it, I say. You could have too. He pours wine into the chipped glass and slides it to me. Consider this a settlement. The house, the car, half the accounts. No fight. But I want one thing. What? You don't destroy my brother to punish me. I understand then. The trap was never for me. It's for Tom. If I turn our want into a weapon, Mike will crush him. Not in court, but with family. Church. Reputation. Things that sit deeper than money. The bracelet is suddenly heavy. I won't, I tell him. Swear it. I swear. Tom is at the door in 20 minutes. Eyes searching like a man who came to rescue and found the fire already patterned. He stops when he sees Mike. Sit, Mike says again. And now it's a command that isn't cruel. Tom doesn't sit. Don't do this, he says to me. Don't make it neat for him. Neat is the only way we walk out alive. I say, I'm not leaving as a scandal. I'm leaving as a signature. Mike slides a folder across the table. No ND. Just dignity. That a legal term? I ask. Today it is. Tom looks between us, jaw tight. Are you two negotiating my life? No, I say, and step toward him, setting my palm against his chest where his hoodie used to be. I'm choosing it. He closes his eyes. When he opens them, there's relief and terror and a man. Then let's go, he says. We load my outline of a life into his truck. The HOA blue light clicks on as if to bear witness. I turn my wrist. The leather rubs a crescent I'll wear for days. Mike stands on the porch with the chipped glass and doesn't say goodbye. He doesn't need to. We were finished before we began. This is just the paperwork. At the dock, Tom kills the engine. We sit. I think about Austin, about Ballard, about the tie that isn't a question anymore. I think about how revenge was the story I told myself, so I didn't have to admit I was lonely. I have one more rule, I say. Tom waits. If we do this, it's not because he failed me. It's because you choose me. I choose you, he says, no pause. I breathe. The ferry horn answers like a witness. I take the chipped glass out of the towel and toss it in the trash. Rings inside rings. We don't need them anymore. We drive. My phone lights with a final text from Mike. Be good. I smile, twist the bracelet, and text back what I've wanted to say for years. Be better. We merge into traffic. Two adults who did not make a clean choice, only a real one. And if you're waiting for the punishment, maybe it's coming. If you're waiting for the happily ever after, maybe that too. For now, there's the road, my hand on Tom's knee, and the knowledge that the next right thing sometimes sounds like a wrong note played on purpose.